Okay, here we are. We are live in the spotlight with Tyra and Julia. Welcome, everybody. Today in Canada is Family Day. So we're all kind of thrown off our little sync because, having the long weekend, it kind of feels off. It feels like it should be a Sunday or something. But here we are. I am so glad you joined us. So just a little bit of housekeeping. If you see over on Julia's side, it says StreamYard. And if you've never interacted with them, you need to click that logo to give them permission. And you're more than welcome to interact, send us little comments, whatever, while we're doing the interview. But of course, we won't be answering you back immediately. And so you're going to find this on my Facebook page at TN Grow Wealth Together, and also on my YouTube channel. You're more than welcome to follow and subscribe to either of those. And Julia, my co-host.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's snowing here, so we just got out of the polar vortex, so that's pretty good. So anyways, myself, I also have a YouTube channel and a Telegram page, as well as a Facebook page, all under AJ Internet Solutions. So come on down, come join it, subscribe, whatever it is you have to do to get on it. And we have a lot of good information on it, so I welcome you. Without further ado, I'm going to send you back to Tyra because she's going to announce our wonderful guest for today.
Thank you, my dear. Okay, here we have Darrell Cook with us today. Hi, Darrell. So glad you could join us.
Thanks so much for the invite.
Good, looking good. How's the weather there for you?
We just got the vortex. It's snowing fairly well. Tonight, it's supposed to maybe 7 to 10 inches. We'll see what happens.
Oh, my goodness. Hunker down for sure.
Yes. Yeah, we're about 100 miles above Albany, New York. So we're right in the foothills of the Adirondack Mountains.
Okay. Well, you probably get a lot over there, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yep, we do.
So, I'm really looking forward to us chatting with you because there was one thing that really connected for me with you being a retired teacher. And as many are knowing and are getting to know, we have a launch coming out very shortly. And the first product we're going to bring out is O-Cademy, which is an online learning platform. So talk to us a little bit about being a teacher. How long were you a teacher? And then talk to us how you feel O-Cademy is going to be beneficial for people out there.
Well, ladies, I've been in the teaching industry since I've been 14 years old.
Holy.
Wow.
I was an alpine ski instructor on the junior ski instructing group over at Gore Mountain, New York. And I taught right up through until I was a full certified teacher. And I got out of the industry when I was 36. And I started teaching public school when I was 32. So I was a latecomer, but I had a lot of experience coming in. Now, what's interesting about O-Cademy, in our day and age, you think about what happened a year ago when schools were shutting down and everybody was flooding to Zoom. Well, right now, Zoom, as we've been told, is just worth what? A couple $100 million or $1 billion business now. And I read an article, I was kind of piggybacking off what Michael Williams said with the industry coming up this year. It's going to be worth $500 billion. That's $500 billion, $500 billion. Think about that industry. So here we are, O-Cademy, with brand new technology, all driven by artificial intelligence and integrated with many other of the tools that we have. Well, I was trying to learn Zoom. I'm trying to do some, and I got on with a teacher group, and they were teaching other teachers how to use Zoom, and they said it's a mess. Oh. Every time you go if you want to leave the platform and then bring up the whiteboard and this and that, well, you're always in and out, in and out. Now there's another one called Team, I think, or Teams. That's by Microsoft. That's a little cleaner. But what I'm learning is old technology.
Mm-hmm.
So I see what's happening right now with the public school teachers, because they need something to piggyback. Some schools are going, half of the students are in on, the odd days. The other ones come in on the even days. So you got a 1 or a 3-2 scenario. So the other students are online. I just see O-Cademy just kind of like going to come in like a rushing river.
Oh.
And it's just it's going to swamp the industry. And then you think of me, I'm a retired school teacher. I have curriculums that I have, over the years brought together, and I try to integrate them what's going on today. I could simply put those out, do a little video using our software, put it on O-Cademy, and that thing could run maybe for the next 20 years. And I might get residuals every year off that one time.
Wow.
What's that all about, huh?
Oh,
If I get talking too fast, just slow me down, because I get pretty excited when I start hearing about what we're doing. And what brilliance for Mr. Mufara and the marketing team to roll this one out number one.
Right, especially the times with COVID and everything like that, and the fact that
brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. So I take it that you've already looked at the updated OnPassive website at onpassive.com. Could you give us a feeling or what you think of the new rollout of the website?
Well, if you had any experience looking at the old one, which was very nice, it was fresh, easy to look through, and now you open the new one and you got almost like this wheel of fortune going, and it just kind of rolls out like, boom, take a look at this one, boom, take a look at this one, and then got little write-ups. And I believe we're going to be having some videos for each one as they come out.
Oh, okay.
I just think it's so cool. And then I guess it's my understanding that each of those tools is going to have its own website and platform.
Yes.
So when you click on it, you're put over there. I'm not a real whiz when it comes to what's going on with the online world, but I'll tell you, that's so clean and so fresh that I'm getting comments all the time. Hey, this is pretty cool. This is all right. And
right.
just think how he's masterminded. He's going to activate one, and it's going to just get the audience, the public, just, whoa, what is this thing? And then as we get that tested, and then we move into the next one, it's just that wheel's just going to maybe get faster and faster, or slower and slower. Who knows?
That's awesome.
I love it. Just love it.
It's just amazing. Like I just, as you're saying all of this, I'm thinking about, I have grandchildren that have had to leave school. I have grandchild in university that had to move back home, and just the ramifications of what you're saying and tying it with the onpassive.com website. It's hard to put into words, because you see the brilliance of what Ash did here in deciding, along with his team, of bringing out O-Cademy first, because it is so needed.
The timing is right.
Yeah.
Right.
And can you imagine, once that's all done, and those of us who are in the circle now, the last of the circle is the oblast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, there's the heartbeat. So I don't know if you know what the Jewish word for blood is. I think it's either demin or denim. I think it's demim, dem-in. And it's the same word for blood, okay? So you got, money. It's the same thing for money. Same word in the Hebrew language. So you think of what blood and money do in their systems. They flow. And the more they flow, the more robust and the stronger the system gets. So I even see that in that wheel. It's the flow of everything. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, I love your imagination. Great.
Well, and even the things that I've heard about the kind of security that OnPassive is going to be having for their platform, because we all know there's all of these platforms that we're all using.
Right.
There's lot of issues. I mean, with Facebook and people getting hacked, or emails, or all of these things. I mean, how beneficial would a proper security system work? And just going back to the O-Cademy, something that really struck me also, because I have a daughter that does, well, in Canada, we call a teacher's aide. So she's on the meetings with the kids and stuff. So something else that really struck me about the O-Cademy is that it has attention detection.
Yes.
So like, here I am in class, and I'm all of a sudden looking at my phone, and it's going to notify teachers. Yeah. Be able to say, hey, just a second, Tyra, just like in a real classroom.
Yeah. And what's kind of cool, Mr. Mufara was talking about, so how do we get the student back on track so he can be engaged, or she can be engaged in that, where they're not startled in a sense, but they're revitalized into the classroom. I felt like, well, let's put a little button in it to where they get launched, but he said, no, we don't want to do that.
Good Lord.
But the brilliance of how they're looking at culture. All right, this culture may need this way to wake the student up. This culture has another one. So that's just very, 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 I think of articulation. How do you articulate that all into a machine workings? And when they lay that out, that's going to be really something to watch.
Well, I mean, you think of yourself being in a classroom environment and seeing different students getting distracted, and how you would deal with that, in a kind and nurturing and a helpful way to get them back into connecting. Well, I mean, what a brilliance to have this sort of detection.
Yeah.
And the person that's teaching draw the kids back, or maybe it's adults. I mean, I get distracted.
Yeah. And they're even building in, I think, like if there's like a bullying situation comes in, it can cut that particular person right out. Or if there's any kind of language that's not quite right, it can block it right out. So all these things are going to come into play, and the teacher's just going to love it because they don't have to worry about security. They don't have to worry about attentions and all of that. Yeah, it's going to be robust. That's a great word for it.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Well, and even as we've been in our private founding meetings and hearing how even just O-Cademy is a massive business on its own, so how much more so when we start adding all the other products that are going to, one by one be launched out.
And that's a good point too. And I think he said support's his big deal. And my wife was in the business world where, she taught people how to go into employment and all of that. And the one thing that was always disturbing to her is when she would call to a business, there was a lack of that support, that immediacy where I need this question answered now, not down the road. So I think said each of these tools will have its own support team, its own engineering team, and it just will be so much better than just having one support for all.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And constantly updating, constantly building forward, Well,
and
we get to participate in that.
What's that?
We get to participate in that.
You said something earlier about the challenges of learning and the complexity of Zoom and some of the other programs that you tried, and the outdated technology. The other thing that really was exciting about O-Cademy was that it's going to be so user friendly. They say even kids will be able to understand it. Yeah, just touching the one thing, and I think others have it, but I don't know if they're going to have the ability to have the on-time response, the real-time response. So here's one of the examples. So Susie, what's 2 and 2? 5. Oh no, I don't think so. Let me see if Suzanne's sister Pete or brother Pete knows, and let's call him in.
So Pete goes right up on the same whiteboard and says 2 + 2 is 4. There you go. Now, why is that? Let's put up this video and it will give a brief explanation of how that all works. Boom, video pops up. They watch the video. And now let's have some comments. So we pop up another screen. The kids write their comments and it never leaves the screen. Can you imagine?
And kids are fast learners, and even
yeah.
the teenagers. I mean, they're faster than us in our 50s, 60s, and 70s because we're from not a technology age. So it'll be really interesting to see for us as well as the older group.
Yeah. You start getting into high school level, college level. This is going to be a tool that's woo.
Exactly. So that's really interesting.
And I think you said we can do real-time editing as well.
Okay.
So as the students are doing work and you're watching, if you're in a small tutor situation, this would be beautiful. You've got 2 or 3 students working, you're monitoring. You're over here looking at a YouTube, but you hear some language that isn't quite right.
Right.
Boom. You just edit right over the top of that, make it, or just voiceover.
Wow.
I believe he said instantaneous editing. That's going to be great.
Wow.
I'm old school, but I was learning how to use videos and things like that so kids could, have an extra resource. And it was so difficult. I come from the VCR age. So, yeah. So remember how you used to have to do the audio dubs and oh my goodness, this is going to be great.
Oh, great.
Well, something you made me think about. Okay, we're talking about students in school and stuff, O-Cademy. But something, I think it was maybe last year, I had interviewed my grandson, and he's in University for Kinesiology.
Oh, wow.
So then I was talking to him about that, like how are the young people finding to be able to go out there and get jobs and stuff. And something he said to me is a lot of people aren't able to find jobs. So what they're doing is they're creating things online. So then I got to thinking about this O-Cademy. Well, all of a sudden here, you could have somebody that is working with, like the chiropractor, the different muscles, the different sports things, and you could have them on here and put a few people together and be working with them. And you don't have to have a physical location.
Right.
And the interaction would be so much better. Like it's really endless when you get to thinking about it. That
real time is amazing. Well, years ago when I was going for my certification in alpine skiing, we used to watch, I can't remember what the scientific name of it, but it was like this cyber thinking. But what you would do is watch the skier, and then you would just kind of put yourself in that mode and watch it for maybe 15, 20 minutes, then go outside and try to mentally create that on your own skis.
Wow.
What can we do with this? You could actually, if you had what do they call them, the head cams there and all that, you could do your own thing, and then you could actually probably lay that right over someone else who's actually, the master skier and make every move exactly. It's amazing where this is going to go.
Wow. Exactly.
And the whole idea, a teacher, I think Mr. Mufara said it the best. Let's say the teacher is recording his or her lesson for the day, and that's it. Every student got it just immediately. I hit record, I store it. Okay, next year, ladies and gentlemen, now we're studying this. Just sit back and watch. Bang. Why repeat it if you've already done it well?
Wow, that's a great idea.
Yeah, so now you build up this repertoire, what's the word? What am I thinking? Portfolio.
Yes.
Of wonderful lessons, and then you put it out on O-Cademy, and now you offer it free to the world. Or if you're going to be tutoring, you can put together a contract and teach whomever you want, and it's out there.
That's really something. Well, if you're watching this later on and you're not catching it live, I really recommend that you go to onpassive.com and check it out, because the website is just mind-boggling. The things that are on there and the things that you're going to be able to learn, and then reach out to any of us. You know, if you want to become a founder, we would love to have you join us. So, Darrell, I have another question for you. We talked earlier a little bit. And what I'm wondering, with all that we're talking about and the enormity of what OnPassive is going to do positively for humanity, you know, for ourselves as founders, we're going to be enjoying residual income. So now I would want to look on the other side, because, okay, so I make this money and I pay off my house or whatever I need to do to look after my bottom line. Now I still have residual income coming back. What am I going to do with it? So my question would be, how can OnPassive help people that are struggling? And you have a few things on your heart about what you want to do going forward.
Yeah, that's just wonderful. You know, I was telling you, I grew up in a pretty poor area, and we still have, you know, those tiers of economic levels. And I think the heart of Mr. Mufara and the heart of the 500,000, 520,000 plus founders today, we have that heart of leveling the playing field for everyone. And in our area, in my circles, we're starting to talk about this concept of financial justice. So here I am now in this little town, and I know that there are some needs. Like you said, we want to be able to make our family comfortable, make sure those bills are paid. But then, as Mr. Mufara says, how many steaks can you eat? Well, how about your neighbor? What do they need?
Right.
And then you start using that opulence that you're starting to build, and then you start to overflow that into your community, one family at a time. Or let's say that there's a public platform that we can use to where those people can come and be taught, what is financial justice? What is it that makes this whole world come together? We don't have to bring in terms like capitalism and socialism and all that nonsense. We just bring in, here's the justice of what we need to do to survive each and every day. And we're going to have that tool, like you say, that residual income that will come in. And I've never agreed with sharing to bring everybody equal. I always said, if you've got this, let's bring these folks up to here. Right. And then we could bring everybody. We could just keep climbing until everything is now at a justice level to where everybody's taken care of. And we ultimately, in my view, education should be free. Okay. But people have to teach it. So why can't we have a position where everybody now is at a level where they can share their brilliance, so that now we put it on the O-Cademy platform, and hey, doesn't matter where you live, here's your education. This is what you need to get moving forward. Now you help your community, pass the torch. Did that help that?
Oh, my goodness, that's enormous.
That is.
Agree. I agree. And you know, you said we have about 520, give or take a little bit, of the founders in OnPassive. And do you have any advice for people who are just joining or are on the cusp of joining or not 100% sure what this is all about? They've gone maybe to the website, but you know, they just need kind of a push over the edge just to see. Do you have any advice for those people, Darrell?
I'm coming to the point right now where I have been so blessed to be able to talk to people now in about 4 different countries. And I find that everybody's the same. Everybody has to do their due diligence. There's no question about that. We don't want to just jump into a pool and say, okay, swim. Well, some of us learn that way, but I think there's a better way. So right. You're going to go on the internet and you're going to look both ways. But I encourage people, when you're doing that due diligence, when you're looking into it, don't just go, try to take out your mindset that you want it to be this way or that way. Make sure that you go out and you research on the level playing field. And then think about this. I have a little quote here. I think it's just incredible. It's by the John Saforic. He wrote the book, The Wealthy Gardener. I'm not promoting his book, but I am promoting his book. It's wonderful. And here's what he says, if you don't mind me reading a quote from
Go ahead. Yeah.
It says here, I know you will work hard. The unseen power seems to taunt us, that power of work, right? But can you make the hard choice? And will you accept the known discomforts that are demanded for wealth? Will you willingly choose to walk into unfamiliar places to get to your cherished dreams? Behind the defining moments of our lives, we will surely look back at a decision when we once took a risk and walked directly into uncertainty. We chose to accept whatever trials we had to endure, and we were willing to bet on ourselves to handle the adversity. Then again, maybe we'll recall failing to stand up for our dreams.
Wow, that's
That's
awesome. Simple, just simple.
Yeah, and I like that idea. And here's what, this is probably not the best way to promote anything, but I've gotten to the point I'm investing in people. And here's what I do. I've gotten into where I sit down, this is my mother and father-in-law's cabin, and they're not here right now, and it's just quiet. And I'll start thinking about where this thing is going, and somebody will pop in my mind. And I'll say, okay, do I think that this is a worthy cause for him or her and me? So then I'll talk to my wife, and then I'll just create a position for that person. And then I'm a praying person. I'll pray on it, and I'll think about what I want to do with it. And then I approach the person. I say, hey, look, this is what I have for you. I want you to research it. And I have a packet that I give people. If you want it, it's yours. If not, it's just another residual income for me. And then I can either pass it on or keep it. And that's the way I do it.
That's brilliant. Actually, that's very smart.
Yeah. And I have all my folks who are watching this, all my entire family. I have 2 children. My wife and I have positions. My children do. I have 7 grandchildren. They all have positions. I am looking at this as the #1 legacy builder in Darrell Cook's life.
Right.
And it's my job now to create that legacy. And then I have to teach, and I have to pass it on. And then we have 500,000 plus people on this planet. I'm one. We look at the reservoir of brilliance that we can tap into if we have a problem here or there. Where do I go from this or that? Wow. If that's not worth $97, I don't know what is.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Darrell, I really appreciate you coming on today. It's just been an absolute pleasure. And actually, I want to get that quote. I'll
send it over to Tira, and you got it.
Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful. So I appreciate that very much. Tyra, do you have anything to add?
No, I think Darrell has really shared a really great scope with us from the talking about the learning, and the way you do things. That's really neat, because often, yourself having a passion to teach, your bend is kind of in that way. And I can really relate to that because you were saying you're a praying person. My husband and I have led Bible studies and stuff. And I have that same kind of bend, you wanna just help people get it. And you did just a bang up job today. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. I'm humbled. Thank you.
And when another product comes available, we'll have you back on because, sound good?
I'd love to talk about Oat Bless, but that takes 5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But we will. We'll go through the circle.
Yeah,
and we'll have you on. So
great.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Have a wonderful day.
Thanks so much. Thanks very much for joining us. We will let you go. Have a wonderful day.
Stay in touch.
See you, Darrell. Wow. That
Wow.
was just, I feel like after our founders meeting the other day when we were told that O-Cademy was coming out, I feel that same way right now after our discussion today and the enormity of what we have.
It's just the positivity. He's just got that person, has that personality that is just so contagious, you know, and so happy-go-lucky. And I mean, he didn't come from, you know, easy upbringing and stuff like that. So it's nice to see that, and I really appreciate his time. Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, anybody you're listening to this and you haven't connected and got in with OnPassive, we really want to encourage you, as Darrell was saying, like, do your due diligence. Julia shared the onpassive.com website. You can check that out. You know, something about this company is that they're extremely transparent and they're always a step ahead. They're not waiting for, oh, well, we have to reveal this. They're a step ahead and saying, we want to reveal this. So, you know, it's really, really worth it. For that 97, I mean,
yeah, and go back to the person who actually invited you to this, or who you've been talking to. Again, go to the OnPassive website at onpassive.com. It's OnPassive.com. Founder positions are still available at 97 US, but that's a limited time. So by all means, you can come to our websites, which are Facebook, Telegram, and YouTube channel, and it's all under AJ Internet Solutions. And I'll let Tyra explain her pages to you as well. Thanks for joining us today.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And yes, mine is TN Grow Wealth Together. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Telegram. You can find me on YouTube. I would love to help you out in whatever way you need help with. And so that's it for us today in Canada. Anyway, we're on a Monday morning. And hope you guys enjoyed. And we will be talking to you. Wait a second, I'm losing my voice. We will be talking to you again on Thursday when we have almost my neighbor. Suzanne is, she's over in Nanaimo, so she's probably about 25 minutes away from me here on Vancouver Island. So I'm looking forward to chatting her up come Thursday. What are we, February 18th? She's going to join us at 10 a.m. PST. So come back and join us for that. We would love to have you here.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good day,
Okay.
everyone.
Talk to you soon.